Welcome back to the Hermitage, everyone, and we are here again. Day 0 builds time. This time for the upcoming set Attack on Titan Apocalypse. And we're going to start, as we always do, at the top, with Annie Leonhart Awakened. She is a 7 hand size 21 health character, with Titan and Warrior as her traits, Chaos and Death as her symbols. Now she has a static that says, when committing cards to pass a check, you may commit one backup as though it were a foundation. So very reminiscent of Hanji Zoe 1. She also has an enhance during your attack, that's what the brackets means. Sacrifice one backup or foundation, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. Then if you have 3 or more momentum, transform Annie. She transforms into Annie, or Female Titan Finale. Same stats, same traits, and also same static. When committing cards to pass a check, you may commit one backup as though it were a foundation. As another static, if you have 2 or more backups, your attacks get +2 speed, so a good reason to keep your backups around. And then enhance, spend 1 momentum, this attack gets +3 or -3 damage, and your next check gets +2. So what does Annie want to do? She obviously wants you to play backups because you can use them sort of like foundations, and she wants to secure a bunch of momentum. But also, when she transforms, she kind of turns into a pseudo-Godzilla. Instead of just giving, blanket 3 damage to all of your 5 or higher difficulty attacks, you spend a momentum to get the +3 damage, and you get the +2 to your check that you would get from Godzilla spending a momentum. So it's all kind of wrapped up into one ability here, but also you get -3 damage. You get a good defensive ability because she is a 7-hander. And if you have 2 or more backups, all your attacks get +2 speed, so instead of just getting 3 flat damage, you're getting 2 speed and 3 damage if you meet all of her requirements. That's a pretty good rate, especially if you're increasing your checks so you can string out a lot longer. So I chose the Chaos symbol for this build for Annie because she wants to generate momentum very quickly. So we're going to start our attack lineup. Excuse me, I always film these at night. With Female Titan's Roundhouse Kick. Now again, this is not a master list, this is a kind of get to know the character list. So you won't see all of the biggest, most expensive cards on here, which would obviously be very good for a character like this. So it's not the most optimized, but it will help you get to know the character and what they want to do. So that's what I try to do with all of these Day Zeros. And Female Titan's Roundhouse Kick is a really good example of what this character wants to do. It's a 6 difficulty, 3 control, 6 low for 6, 1 low block, with EX3, Shift, Titan, and Kick. Now, EX3 means you could spend any number of momentum, and for each momentum you spent for that EX3 enhance, you get +3 speed. So a really good way to increase your speed, on top of using, say, Annie Female Titan or Female Titan Finale to get +3 damage, or on top, another 2 speed. And then Female Titan's Roundhouse Kick has a response. After you spend 1 or more momentum, this attack gets +1 damage for each momentum spent this way. So let's say we use EX3 3 times. We get 9 speed and 3 damage. So pretty good powerhouse of a kick. And because it has a shift ability, if it's in our card pool when it clears at the end of our turn, because we played it, not just stuffed it into our card pool all willy-nilly, it can build transformed as a foundation Annie's Contemplations, which is a unique foundation that says response commit. After you sacrifice 1 or more foundations, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. So this is a very good utility because the attack itself really benefits Female Titan Finale, but the foundation really benefits Annie Awaken because, sorry guys, let me just get a drink here. My body's still not, after all of these Day Zeros, my body's still not used to talking this much. So when Annie sacrifices a foundation or a backup, probably a foundation for the Annie's contemplations where it's concerned, you'll get 2 momentum. So that's pretty cool, and that'll help you transform faster. Moving on to our attacks, we have support from the female Titan. A 5/3, 5 high for 5, 2 high block, deadlock stun 2, which means as long as your rival has at least 11 foundations, you get access to this stun 2 ability, which forces your rival to commit 2 foundations, and Titan. Response, after this attack resolves, if you have 1 or more momentum, add the top card of your deck to your momentum and draw 1 card. As long as we sacrifice 1 card with Annie, we get a momentum. Then we get another momentum and draw a card. So that way, if this is our opener, the next attack we play, we get to transform. Support from the female Titan itself pretty much guarantees we can transform on turn 2 if we see this in our second hand. It is ridiculous how quickly it allows you to transform. Next up, we have Falling Debris, a 5/3, 4 high for 6 with a 2 high block, Breaker 1, and ranged. Breaker 1 meaning if you block with this card, you can activate the Breaker response. Your rival's next check to play a card gets -1. As a blitz, this attack gets +X speed and +X damage. X equals our momentum. So if we play this, especially right after transforming, let's say we do the bare minimum and transform. We play this card, it can automatically get 3 speed and 3 damage, making it a 7 high for 9. If we have 2 backups, it's a 9 high for 9, and then if we spend a momentum, it's a 9 high for 12. And our next check is +2, which is just ridiculous rates. It also has a deadlock blitz, so if our rival has at least 11 foundations, we get to add the top 2 cards of our deck to our momentum for free. So if for some reason our rival's been really messing with our momentum, and we haven't transformed by the time they've built to 11, this could turbocharge us so that we can transform in 1 card instead of 2. We have Duplicitous Recollection, a 7 difficulty 4 control, 5 low for 6 with a 2 low block, stun 1, and Titan. Blitz, choose 1 backup or shift attack in our with a printed difficulty of 7 or less in our discard pile. If the chosen card is a backup, build it. If it's a shift attack, build it transformed. And you'll see that we are playing some shift attacks, like Smiling Titan attacks. This is a 7/4, 6 high for 6 with a 1 high block, shift and Titan. As a blitz, our rival spends a momentum, so it's a good way to keep our rival in check. But as a backup, it has 6 stamina, and as a form ability, which can be activated at any point during which we could play a card from our hand on our turn, we can use this ability to commit Smiling Titan and lose 1 stamina. Our rival's first attack this turn must attack Smiling Titan. So being able to use Duplicitous to build this in mid-turn, we can then guarantee that our rival's first attack will not touch us. And as a squishy 7-hander, that is some really good defense to be able to play. We have Smashing Stomp, a 5/3, 4 low for 6 with a 2 low block, EX3, kick, and slam. As an enhance, our next check to play an attack gets +1. That's just good. That's just good right there. But also as a response, if it deals damage, we get to draw a card. So it's a good way to keep our strings going. We get to draw a card, our next check gets easier, and we can put a little speed on it if we need to with the EX3. We have Female Titan attacks, which is fitting in a Female Titan deck. This is a 7/4, 7 high for 7 with a 1 high block, shift, and Titan. Blitz, draw 1 card, ready 1 backup. So if our backups commit themselves in order to use their abilities, we get to ready them again. And then when it is shifted as the Female Titan, it has 7 stamina. As a form, we can commit it, lose 4 stamina, and mill 2 cards. So just discard the top 2 cards of our deck to the discard pile. We get to choose any punch or kick attack in our discard pile and add it to our hand. We get to add Female Titan's Roundhouse Kick, which is really good. We get to add Smashing Stomp. So we only really get to add these 2, but being able to pick up an attack from our discard pile when we're already a 7-hander, especially something like Smashing Stomp, which our rival wants to block so we don't draw cards. And as you've seen, we've got quite a few low blocks, or low attacks. In fact, we are all highs and lows. I did not notice that until just now. But this can really push our rival's block zone. So let's say we pick up Smashing Stomp here. We play the Smashing Stomp. Our next check is +1. Let's say we spend a momentum because we're Female Titan Finale to give it 3 damage. And our next check is +2. So our next check is +3. This is now a 4 low 9. Our rival's not going to want to take 9. So they'll likely try to block this. And they don't want us to draw a card, so they'll try to completely block it. Which means if we have a Female Titan's Roundhouse in our hand, we can play it on a 7. Our check gets +3. I mean, we're going to pass it. And then we can put all of our momentum into this card and just really crank up all of the damage onto it that we can. It is a really powerful 1-2 punch, or I suppose 1-2 kick. And lastly, for our attacks, we have Jaw Titan attacks, a 6/4, 6 low for 6 with a 1 low block. As a blitz, we get to gain 2 health. That's just good for our squishy health 7-hander. And then it shifts into the Jaw Titan, a 6 stamina backup that has enhanced commit, lose 2 stamina. This attack gets +2 speed, so a little bit more free speed when we're already putting on damage thanks to our shifted side, our transformed Female Titan Finale. But as a response that is tenacious, or playable while this card is committed, we get to lose 3 stamina. After our rival plays an ability that increases their health, cancel it, and they cannot gain health this turn. So if our rival has any sort of healing, we've seen kind of these health gain wall decks be a bit of a problem as of late. We can shut that off entirely and say, this turn that I'm going in to kill you, you are not allowed to you are not allowed to gain health. I'm just going to beat you down. So that's our attack suite. Onto our non-attacks, we have Cape of No Return, a 3/4 with a 3 high block and the unique keyword, it's an asset. It says enhance remove this attack from the game. So very solid defensive piece here. It just auto deletes one of our rivals' attacks. So to have Smiling Titan as a backup, taking an attack for us, and then removing an attack with Cape of No Return, we can become incredibly difficult to kill. Onto actions, I just have Filled with Doubt, a 2/5 with a 2 mid block. This is a brand new rare from Attack on Titan Apocalypse. Response, after your rival plays an attack, seal it. Now to seal it means it will lose all of its abilities, and it cannot gain abilities. So cards like Sweeping Dagger lose their abilities before they can use the Blitz. Characters like Nick Reagan cannot put abilities on cards. So we just turn an attack blank. We're just dealing with numbers, just dealing with keywords, not even keyword abilities, and it also is just a very good piece of defense. But this character wants to use some backups. So I've got a nice assortment here, starting with Theo Magath, a 2/5, 4 stamina backup with one low block, unique and ally. Unique meaning it can only have 1 in your stage at a time. Response, after you spend 1 or more momentum, this attack gets +2 or -2 damage. So this is one you really want to get into your stage quickly. Might seem weird that I only have the 1 of it. Yeah, probably just to show it helps, but this plus Female Titan Finale is spending 1 momentum for plus or -5 damage. Really strong here. Next we have Willie Tiber, a 2/5 with a 4 stamina and a 2 low block, unique and ally. As a static, it says that when we are sacrificing a foundation to pay a cost, we may sacrifice this backup as if it were a foundation. As a response, we can commit it after we sacrifice 1 or more foundations, or any number, if the number of foundations in our stage is then equal to or less than the number of foundations in our rival stage, we get to build the top card of our deck face down and committed. So we basically kind of become Reiner 1 at that point, sacrificing a foundation and then building it in committed. Well, we built the top card of our deck committed, but it kind of then gives us a free thing to sacrifice as Annie if we're not flipped yet, or to sacrifice for any of our other abilities. Alright, the 9 Titans from throughout the ages. This is a brand new ultra rare backup. It's a 4/5 with 6 stamina, 3 mid block, the Titan keyword. Not unique. Just felt I should say that because this card's very powerful. As a first enhance, we can commit this card and lose 3 stamina, double this Titan attack's speed or damage. So if we're about to put a whole load of damage onto female Titan's roundhouse, we can first enhance, double its speed, make it a 12 speed move. Or if we're going to dump all of our momentum into the EX, we can double its damage, and then when we spend all our momentum for the EX, give it even more damage with its own ability. Something like that. Very, very dangerous card. And then response commit, lose 2 stamina. After an attack is played, it gets -4 damage. Holy crap. That is really powerful defense in a 7-hander like Annie. Next we have Rank of Titans, a 1 difficulty backup, 5 control, 3 stamina, 2 low block. Enhance, lose 1 stamina, commit. Your attack gets +2 damage. Easy. We have 2 to 3 meter class Titans, a 1/5, 3 stamina with a 2 high block. Commit, lose 1 stamina. Your attack gets +2 speed. Also easy. We have Titan in the Woods, a 2/5, 2 stamina, 2 low block. Enhance, commit, lose 1 stamina, ruin 1, which means your rival is forced to sacrifice a face-down foundation. A little bit of foundation control there. And then everybody's favorite backup from Critical Role, Sean Gilmore, a 3/5, 4 stamina, 2 mid block, ally unique, mage, and party. While this card is in our stage, our character is a mage. We don't care. But enhance commit, our next check gets +2. We can use that offensively, or to boost our check to play a block, which is really handy as a squishy 7-hander. Onto our foundations, we have Finally Free, a 3/6 with a 1 mid block. Enhance flip, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. We're just going to turbocharge Annie until she flips on turn 1 or on her first attack or second attacking turn. We have Warrior Training, a 2/5 with a 2 mid block. Response flip, after your attack deals damage to a character, build 1 backup from your hand. We can freely build, say, a 9 Titans throughout the ages from our hand that our rival wasn't expecting. Which can then on our next attack, double speed or damage, which is a crazy combination if you're worried that your rival is going to attack the 9 Titans throughout the ages and not let you play all the fun little abilities on it. We have Abrupt Loss. This is a 1/5 with a 3 low block. Enhance commit. This attack gets +1 damage, but if we have sacrificed a foundation this turn, it gets +3 damage instead. So this is really a cool way to get commit for +3 damage if we transformed into Annie, our Annie into our female Titan this turn. Because we will sacrifice a foundation, build, get the top card of our extra momentum, transform, and now we can commit this for +3 damage on any subsequent attack. We have Porco's Noble Goodbye, a 3/5 with a 2 mid block. Enhance commit. This attack is +2 or -2 damage. Pretty good. And then Response Tenacious once per turn. After we sacrifice 1 or more foundations, ready this card, playable only if you have fewer foundations than your rival. So if we sacrifice down to where we have fewer foundations, we get to ready this guy up once per turn. We have Questioning Yourself, a 2/5 with a 2 mid block, and the weapon keyword. Response, after you sacrifice this foundation, add it to your hand. That's really good, because then we can either play it again if it's during our turn, or we can block with it on our rival's turn. And as a Deadlock Enhance, this attack gets +1 speed. A little bit of speed boost in Deadlock. We have Moment of Normalcy, a 2/5 with a 3 high block, and the unique keyword. Enhance commit, return this attack to its printed speed or damage. So, defensively, we can make our rival's attack back to printed speed or damage, make it much easier to deal with. Or if our rival has reduced our speed, below printed or damage below printed, we can return our own attack back to its printed stat, whichever one would work best for us. Next we have Marley's Warriors, a 2/5 with a 2 mid block. Warrior first form, so that means this has to be the first ability we play after drawing our up to our printed hand size during our turn. Commit this card and flip it. Our checks to play attacks get +1 this turn. We can only play this because we have the Warrior trait. So that's a definite sign that we are going in this turn. We have Nymph's Invitation, a 2/5 with a 2 high block and the spell keyword. Enhance, sacrifice a backup. This attack is +3 damage. Great way to use our backups, especially after we've committed them in order to pass checks. We have Pushing the Limits, a 1/5 with a 3 high block. Response flip. After you sacrifice one or more foundations, draw 1 card. Just a great way to maximize the use of all of our foundations. Speaking of, we have Reinforcements, a 3/5 with a 3 high block. After this foundation is sacrificed to pay a cost, we build the top card of our deck face down and ready. So it just replaces itself, and that is really cool because we can commit it to pass a check, then sacrifice it, and then build a ready foundation in. Really good card here. We have Fearsome Transformations, a 1/5 with a 3 high block. Enhance flip, draw 1 card. If we have no momentum, discard 1 card. We're going to have momentum. This is Nice Try, a 2/5 with a 3 low block. Taunt as its keyword. Enhance Commit, this attack gets -2 speed. Response, after your rival's combat phase begins, ready this foundation, and this is a Tenacious response. So real good for committing to pass checks on our turn, because it then readies up on our rival's turn for the -speed. We have Broken Psyche, a 2/5 with a 3 low block. Response remove, after you take damage from an unblocked attack, add 1 card with a check value of 6 from your discard pile to your hand, playable while committed. We're not going to worry about that. We really like this for the Enhance, where it's flip and spend 1 momentum, change this attack's damage to 2. Another very powerful defensive card that we fuel using our character's own abilities. And finally, a Master's Pride, 0/5 with a 3 mid block. Response, flip. After you add a card to your momentum, ready this card, playable while committed. And then Deadlock response, after your attack deals damage, your next check gets +1. And that is going to be Annie Leonhart Awakened / Female Titan Finale, our first of 15 Attack on Titan Apocalypse Day 0 builds. I know this is going to be Christmas baby. He loves Annie. He got to reveal her. If you saw my box opening, you saw I pulled an alt art Annie, and I was not thrilled because that art is horrifying, but I think this character is going to be pretty fun to play. I think she's going to be able to kind of stretch her maneuverability because of that ability on both sides to commit backups to pass checks, and is going to allow her a lot more flexibility than what normal people could expect. So what do you guys think of her? What is your character that you're most looking forward to as a Day 0 build? I will obviously have one for each character, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.